Greetings, programs. This is Wretch, and welcome back to the Outer Worlds. And check it out, guys. We are finally spaceborne. We're able to lift off the Unreliable at the end of the last stream. We were having some lag issues, but we went ahead and called it a night, and now we are back. And before we go and travel the stars, because we have to find ourselves a nav key for our new ship, we probably need to head back to Edgewater, because Shift let me know in the chat that I actually missed something pretty big near the landing pad. So before we do that, though, let's go ahead and explore the ship. Before we do anything else, we have worked hard to get to this point. And I was like, hi, Parvati, who just likes to hang out in her armor.
Yeah, so this is my hidey spot now. I was looking for a place that was quiet. I figured the kitchen would be louder than the hold, so here I am. Cozy like, ain't it?
So, what do you think of the ship?
That's in pretty good shape considering how hard Mr. Hawthorne ran it. It's a Yakita LHA 120, A2 model, I'm pretty sure. The Block 2 design scooshed in extra cargo space, but didn't change the stock engines. Probably a touch underpowered, huh?
Accurate in all particulars. I conclude you are Edgewater's board-certified mechanic.
Apparently Ada's the one who actually flies the ship.
Fly-by-wire's pretty normal. Or leastways, that's what I read in the trades. I've never been on a real ship before. Hello! I am not a board-certified mechanic, but my dad was. He taught me all he knew. Do you understand?
Speech recognition is one of the many skills I have been programmed to simulate.
You're not simulating it, you're doing it! I asked a question and you answered it.
I am gratified you consider this facsimile convincing.
They'll get along well. So, what do you think, Parvati? Is this safe to fly now that we got the regulator?
I don't see any holes in the hull. I'll take a good squint at her, make sure everything's tip-top. But I think we're cooking with plasma torches. You can do that, you know. My dad taught me how to make grilled cheese sandwiches with a plasma torch.
So did you learn your trade from your father? Sounded like it when you talked to Reed.
Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was.
Reed seemed to have it in for you.
I'm not exactly a model employee. Not like he wanted. The kind that stays quiet and gets the right work done in the right order every day. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us.
Why would people be unhappy about you getting a maintenance job?
Because they were hoping their own kid would get the job and get sent back to Edgewater. When folk go away for schooling, they don't get back to where they begun. Not usually. You go straight to your first job, wherever the company's got an opening.
So you don't have any say in it at all?
I reckon you could say, no thanks, I don't want a job. But then you don't got a job.
But you're actually good at this. And you enjoy it.
Well, I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow, and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. I didn't care much for schooling.
The only thing worth doing is worth doing right. You didn't like your classes?
Oh, there were a whole lot of reading, not nearly enough doing. Like, before they'd issue you a wrench, they wanted an essay on the design of different wrenches. Then there'd be quizzes on company regulations for storage and maintenance of wrenches.
And what exactly did you do in your time off, then?
As soon as I got permission, I spent all my time in the machine shop. They had all manner of parts, but they didn't want me using them, so I had to sneak them sometimes. I even slept in there. Had a hammock tied up in the rafters. Before I left, I installed a little skylight for myself, so I could see the stars.
Build anything fun?
When an engine came in, I'd strip it down and rebuild it. I mostly built for myself. Custom tools, little mechanical critters to talk to. When my roommates tried to talk, I'd get so nervous I'd be drenched in sweat. It was easier for everybody when I stayed off on my own. I doubt any of them remember me now.
So after school, you moved straight back to Edgewater?
Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big ol' hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower and stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed.
Did you get much time with him after you got back from school?
About a year. I tried to do more of the work so he could rest. His heart gave him pains. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh, look at the time. Sorry to bend your ears so long. And I got so much to do before this ship's in decent shape.
Well, break time's over. Alright, so she's just going to crash out here. That works for me. Now let's go ahead and explore the rest of the ship. Now, did I check these lockers? Nope. Or yes, we did. I know the Vicar is up here. We also have our lovely quarters, which we'll wait till last. Hello, Sam. I was hoping it would be Jeremy, but it's okay. There's no response from the auto-mechanical unit. A serial number etched in its chassis indicates the letters SAM. Ooh. And this must be Parvati's room. Ah. A stern older man with warm eyes. Yes, indeed. Alright. Let's go ahead and rob our crewmate. Full of modified tools with unique mechanical usages. Digging around in here would be an easy way to lose a finger to a sawtooth blade. Spade, pep pills, light ammo. This book is heavily dog-eared with doodles in the margins. The Modern Steel Wrench and You, which is the textbook she was talking about. First wrench Dad ever gave me. She's been a friend ever since. Parvati. Named her Abigail. Alright, so I guess that these are her actual quarters, but she has the bunk downstairs just in case. In a horrifying vision of the future, the board has been overthrown by the seditious and slovenly savages of Monarch. Only Halcyon Helen can rescue the colony from indolence and entitlement. I'm glad we have that poster. That makes me happy. There's the Vicar. Doctrinal Studies 539 of Equity and Equation. These textbooks have been out of print for almost half a century. The margins are filled with scribbled notes and many passages have been underlined. Some pages have come loose, the glue now yellowed and cracked along the spines. The Journal of Maximilian de Soto, Volume 1. The scribblings on these journal pages are utterly illegible to anyone except Vicar Maximilian de Soto. Index of Banned Literature. Part 1. Various qualifying considerations. 2. Principal rules of restricted management. 3. Morals and maxims of banning unethical literature. 4. Proof of the Grand Architect and predestination. 5. Consequences, the mind and the will of man when led astray. 6. The official list of banned titles. And 7. Prerequisites for advancing the investigation, outing, and penalizing of offenders. OSI anointment vial. Smells suspiciously like iceberg aged whiskey. Take all your heavy ammo. You understand. Tossball trading cards in mint condition. Most of these cards represent players from the Hephaestus Hammers and the Tile Backers. The art and science of Tossball. Impossible to put down. Order of Scientific Inquiry, Office of Literature. This endorsement has been approved. Andy Cleo's Darlings. Signed by Seymour Whitlock, who held the record for the most on-the-field fatalities for 3 consecutive seasons. He's got himself a nice little quarters as well. We will not sleep in his bed, but we will have a chat.
By verity, by strength. What are we contemplating today?
So I'd like to know something about those I'm flying with. What's your story exactly, Vicar?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition.
A violently enthusiastic disposition.
That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
And why were you so passionate about it?
My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it.
But weren't they proud when you became a vicar, at least?
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me.
So if you can't help but follow the plan, then everything you do is a part of it, right?
The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go...
Heresy detected.
It's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction.
You know, it seems quite trusting of you to just sign on without knowing anything about me.
I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated.
And what if your book doesn't have the answers that you're looking for?
I honestly don't know what I'd do. This quest has consumed me for the better part of my life. I fear there's nothing else left to me. What about you? What's your story?
Well, I like to consider myself a thrill seeker and a lover of great renown.
Yes, very funny. Just like the masked marketeer, right?
I'm not familiar.
Everyone knows that Aetherwave cereal. Where have you been?
I don't think we need to reveal our background to anyone yet, because I don't think we've even done that with Parvati. So we're just going to, I don't really want to talk about it.
You were the one who started this conversation.
So, tell me again about the book we picked up that's in French.
Bakonu, the author, had
Shift.
some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony.
And remind me, what are your thoughts on the philosophists?
Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death.
So I guess it's kind of like the opposition, but the pure ideal, I suppose. So you have any ideas where you can find someone who speaks French in this colony?
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
It seems like a bit of a long shot. What makes you so wait. A former what now?
You caught me. Listen, the OSI frowns on fraternization with philosophists. I'd like to keep my associations with our scholar friend quiet.
Well, it seems like a bit of a long shot. What makes you so sure?
Oh, I'm anything but certain. But it's all I've got at the moment. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
And how is it that a simple Vika happens to be such a highly skilled hacker?
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
And how will a crew manifest exactly help us track down your scholar friend?
I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifests to track the philosophist's off-world destination.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Thank you, Captain.
Alright, so we have a new mission for Max.
All crew members, please be advised that perishables should not be left on the counter for more than 48 hours, unless you are hoping for an infestation of sprats.
Them sprats are good eating. Purple berry liqueur, dehydrated water tablets. I thought I had raided the kitchen. Oh no, I couldn't before, could I? Because Ada had everything on lockdown. We got some Chinese checkers here. Important. And that's just going to lead back down here, but we should explore everything that we can. Actually, I do want to ask Parvati about Sam.
I could probably spend years fixing this boat, stem to stern.
Oh, never mind. We do have an option to dismiss her from our service. That's kind of interesting that we can do that whenever. No, we have not checked our room yet. I wanted to save that for last. And I believe that was everything. Ah, yes. Basic bed. But amazing view. Holy crap. Ada is not our AI French maid. No. Holographic shroud. We got our terminal. We got a bin where we can transfer some things.
Make yourself at home, Captain.
Mm-hmm. Adelaide's deserters dreamed of an independent life without board oversight. He taught them an important lesson. Never dream. Sentry Saber. It belonged to the former captain. I think they're fine. Messages for Alex Hawthorne. Unread messages from U. Bedford. Oh, I forgot to mention in my previous message. Silly me. I'm mailing you a copy of my favorite serial, The Space Adventures of Singularity Steel. It's about a dashing space pirate with a heart of, well, steel. It's not exactly board approved, so don't you go showing it around your spacer buddies. I hope it'll amuse you while you're out adventuring. Any similarities to a certain someone are entirely intentional. Udom. Wingman's Wingman. Shrink Ray. Captain's note, Shrink Ray. Note to self, remember this later. Nope, better. Ada, remind me weekly to start to check this log until I tell you to stop. Yes, I mean continually. No, Ada, not if I'm not dead. Why would you even ask me that? Back to my point. I saw in actuality, with my own 2 eyes, a sublimely powerful weapon in Welles' lab. Just sitting there for the taking. If the gray hair were to look away or forget about it, maybe. Or if I had asked a smidgen more nicely. He called it a shrink ray, but wouldn't let me test that claim after I lost my temper. Said he was inspired to create the thing by the achievements of other scientists who dared to push the boundaries of human knowledge and decency laws. I'd heard rumors of fantastical weapons like this one. Weapons that push the boundaries of the mind and science's cutting edge, but I figured they were just stories, to be honest. Laying eyes on Welles' shrink ray firsthand is enough to make a fellow wonder if there's more to the rumors. More to be had. 2. Hammer power. The last time I got sloshed. I was imbibing at the Lost Hope on the Groundbreaker. Look, Udom is really free with the drinks. He seems like an okay fellow. I shamelessly but subtly eavesdropped on 2 Mardits yammering on about a mad scientist some years back who claimed he made a huge discovery that would change the fate of the colony. Like none of us had heard that one before. But here's the good part. The Mardet said the mad scientist kept yelling about the hammer's power or something similar. A strange weapon with a special power created by a crazy lab coat? Sure fits the bill. If it could be another one of the weapons that inspired Welles. Black market leads. Why won't Welles just give the shrink ray to me? Blast him to the depths of the labyrinth on Tartarus and back. Let the record show I did apologize for shouting him down. 5 times. But architect be damned, it's just sitting there, neglected and gathering dust. I should have commandeered it and thanked him without asking permission, or breaking expensive equipment when he said it wasn't ready yet, that even if it were, he couldn't entrust it to someone like me. What does that even mean, I ask? That I'm not trustworthy enough? That I'd use it to wipe out the good, hard-working folks of the colony like some sort of moralist psycho? I'll admit to maintaining some questionable associations, but I follow a strict code of me, myself, and mine. What's not to respect in that? Exactly. Now I have to wait until Welles forgets or thinks he's misplaced it. In the meanwhile, I have been tracking down additional rumors pertaining to others of these science weapons throughout Halcyon. If gossip holds true, my next step will be to check with the black market merchants on the Groundbreaker and in Fallbrook. Okay, were those... Oh, we need to see the archived and sent messages, too. Oh, good lord. Okay, this Bedford guy. Dearest Alex, I can't tell you how pleased I am to finally hear from you. Your message was hilarious. I'm delighted by your sense of humor and the tale of your hijinks. I hope your terminal will cooperate for the foreseeable future. By the way, I was scrapping Groundbreaker's comms network for tasty little tidbits, and I noticed you declined to dock at Edgewater's landing pad and instead touched down in the wilderness. You rugged individualist, you. I only pray that idiot Thompson wasn't giving you any trouble. Anyway, I hope your meeting down on Terra 2 proves fruitful, and I look forward to corresponding with great regularity. Your best friend, Udom. Alex, I don't know where you were raised, but I'd hazard a guess it may have been a barn, because anyone who had even a modicum of decent rearing would know it's unforgivably rude to ignore the ardent, sincere messages of one's friends. Best Udom, please respond. Dear Alex, now we're doing this in like reverse order. Hello, hello. Hope this finds you well. It was a pleasure to see you in my office again last week. Once again, I'm terribly sorry about the impounding mix-up. How could it have happened a second time? Terminals these days, I swear. Dreadfully unreliable. Aha! Just like your ship. I hope you've given some thought to that thing we discussed. You know, about the Welles fellow. I'm so sorry to press, but I have the strangest ticking feeling that you really do know him. And if you could just tell me where he is, well, it would be marvelous for our friendship, wouldn't it? Looking forward to seeing you again, Wingman. Wink. Your friend, Udom. Oh, dear Alex, this is the first one. Hello, Udom here. Udom Bedford. We met when I accidentally impounded your ship. My silly fat fingers embarrassing me once again. I hope that wasn't too terribly inconvenient for you. It was such a pleasure for me. And I tremendously appreciate your forbearance in not throttling me. You really are quite the gentleman. If you're ever in Groundbreaker's airspace, well, space, please don't hesitate to look me up. Lost Hope serves Spectrum vodka. Perhaps we could try every color. You know, really tie one on. Let me know. Your new friend, Udom. Interesting. Sent messages. Looks like Alex only sent one. Look, there's no call for shouting. My terminal was busted. Had a few too many and might have knocked it off the desk. You know how it is. Sometimes you just gotta cut loose. I'm not telling you where Welles is, so lay off. Buy me a drink at the Lost Hope next time I'm in, and I might forgive you. AH. Maybe they had some sort of relationship. Whoops. Acquire Phineas' science weapon. Acquire the science weapon on Groundbreaker. Alright, Sam. Experimental note. Do not forget, you found a discarded sanitation and maintenance automechanical in Emerald Vale's scrap heap during your last job. It should not be too difficult to get it up and running. With a few key modifications, I can envision a combat-capable variant. Some might say, a clean, mean killing machine? Should be fun. Removal of factory standard part SUD steeper was successful. Delivery of combat-modified replacement part acid steeper has been delayed. Progress setback is estimated not now to be a solid 3 months. Not like I have more pressing matters to attend to. Ah, but I do. I'm giving up hope on the delivery. The part is lost in transit and it's not turning up anytime soon. But, good news! I heard from her fellow who knows a gal who knows the broker, who overcharged me for the information regarding the location of an acid steeper I can, filch. The part was sent to an old storage facility in Roseway. I sure never thought I'd go back to that pit. Good thing Auntie abandoned it years ago. I'll pick it up following this next pit stop back to Emerald Vale. Welles wants me to chaperone some person of interest. Details to come later. Yes, indeed. Holographic Shroud. Projects a disguise on you and your companions that gives you access to restricted areas, provided you have the correct ID cartridge for that area. Restricted areas are off limits to unauthorized personnel and otherwise result in being attacked on sight. Now we gotta go speak to Gladys. But before we do anything else, guys, we actually have to go back to Edgewater. Per shift's instructions. Don't worry, Sam. We'll come back for you. Gladys. I don't hate you. And right down here. Yes, indeed. Actually, we need to figure out how to fly this thing. Good morning, Dave. The Unreliable navigation terminal. Okay.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
You know anything about the auto mechanical gathering dust in the janitor's closet?
The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it, but I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate.
I'd like to learn a bit more about the colony in general.
What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Holy crap, okay. Let's talk about something else.
How can I be of assistance?
You got a minute to talk?
I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely.
Tell me about Captain Hawthorne.
I require a captain to pilot the ship. Without an identified captain or crew, I serve no purpose.
Sad face.
As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design.
Have there been other captains of this ship?
If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was.
Let's talk about something else.
How can I be of assistance?
I'm in the mood for some entertainment.
Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear?
Ada, tell me a joke.
I used to hate math, but then I realized decimals have a point.
Ada, go ahead and play my favorite song.
Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's Choice.
Thanks.
My pleasure, Captain.
That's enough for now.
As you wish, Captain. I must comply with all direct orders.
I'll talk to you later.
Take care. I require a functioning captain to run the ship.
Ooh, look at it! Alright, so we've got the Groundbreaker, independent orbital station in the remains of Halcyon's first colony ship, captained by Junlei Tennyson and run by descendants of the original crew. Terra 2, an idyllic terrestrial planet. Halcyon's wealthiest elite live in its capital city, Byzantium, while the colony's laborers live in corporate-owned townships along the frontier. I believe that is where we were. Phineas's lab, an abandoned asteroid facility located in the rings of Terra 2, repurposed into the experimental laboratory, living quarters, and hideout of Phineas Vernon Welles. We could go look at some of the others if we want to, but I know some of them are Monarch. Neat. Alright, let's travel back.
We are now...
Welcome to the system map. Here you see all the planets in the system as well as some special points of interest that you may have discovered. You can fly your ship to any location you have unlocked, though some landing bays require special codes and keys before they allow you to land there. Moving between planets is considered extremely dangerous, and all employees are encouraged to remain home or at work. Noted.
in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Alright. So, oh, we also have some skills and perks available. Let's go ahead and rock out. Oh, now, so we get it to 50 and then we can raise up stuff individually. That's cool. I like that. Now, let's get... Actually, here, let's revert. And I want to put those dialogues where we're currently suffering. We've got our ranged up, and now we're just going to work on defense and dialogue until we get those where we need them. We shall apply. Yes. Or do I have to... You'll be unable to undo. Yeah, please. Please and thank you. Perks. The poiks. Now, I did the quick and the dead. You have a base armor, precision, high maintenance, strider. What was it? Oh, the ability to fast travel when encumbered. That's nice. Now, I like this one. Slow the world. Tactical time dilation lasts longer. So we are going to go ahead and take that. If you get your leadership up to 20, then your companions get special abilities so you can command them to do in combat. Neat. And... oh, okay, so the Vicar is part of the team? Increase your hack skill when Max is in the party. We're going to do the same thing like we did with Parvati. We'll apply that. He got himself a shotgun. Hey, Vito. And we got tons of things to do. Yeah, we'll take Max with us. Miracle on the frontier. Deserters forced to return by a heroic stranger. Like, that's okay. As long as Reed is not there. We do need to learn more about Max, for sure. But having him with us is going to make hacking a whole lot easier. Chat with him a lot and get him shot at. That'd be a good way to learn. Okay. Oh, look at our lovely ship here. Oh. The whole crew is coming along. So where do we need to go here, Shift? What did I miss? We did talk to the lady who was using the special fertilizer. She actually, I believe, is leading the town now. If you go to the left side, there's a slope that goes beneath the landing pad. Oh. Alright. Oh. So there is. Now, does it go, like, completely underneath? Or should we stay on this walkway? Because this walkway looks fairly interesting. Ooh.
We can handle this.
Oh. Looky here. Landing pad cutter. Bit cartridge. I received reports of terror ray nests behind the landing pad. This is not the first time these reports have appeared at my desk. I must once again reiterate my contempt for the terror ray population and the problems engendered by their species, or their presence. Terror rays get caught up in the engines of ships. Terror rays deface Spacer's Choice properties with their droppings. Terror rays are a nuisance. Deal with them, please. Alright, cool. Hello, friends. Well, now we'll go underneath the dock proper. To give him the Odo voice. The Odo voice would be hard to give to someone, though. Other than saying, Quark. There are things.
Incoming!
Very fast things. And large things. Woo!
Everyone all right?
The harder they fall. Holy crap. Yeah, shush. Yes, indeedy.
Good, we're in.
Was that what you wanted me to see, Shift? Okay, thanks, friend. That was profitable. That was very Red Viking Drew of you. Actually, should we go upstairs before we leave? Before we head over to this Groundbreaker, we should head in here and see if Adelaide has taken Reed's office. Bunny! How you doing, friend? Oh yeah, this game's awesome. Raptidon head anatomy. So we'll hustle through here, just check and see if things are going somewhat well. Maybe some of the deserters are back in town. I mean, if they've already put in like what is it? If they've already done propaganda, Rufio. Oh, hi, Mark. Hello, everyone from Rufio's stream. Welcome. Thank you for the raid, my friend. My name is Wretch, and I'm in the middle of
I hear Reed's leaving town.
Playing some Outer Worlds, so welcome. Oh, good for gaming. How's it going, boss? Oh yeah, Zoe's here, so they did all show up.
I appreciate what you've done, but we shouldn't be seen together.
Story of my life. Well, they said the word was out that Reed was leaving. If you've never been on the channel before, welcome. I am an Extra Life streamer like Rufio. I'm playing for Medical Center Hospital based in Odessa, Texas. And just checking out this amazing game that I missed when it first came out. Did I get the 2 special swords in this area? I'm feeling a lot better, Rufio. Thanks. The antibiotics did wonders. Oh, lordy. Look what we did.
Time changes all things. Even Reed's stranglehold over Edgewater must inevitably yield to the attrition of time.
Well, now that Reed's gone, what do you plan to do?
Start anew. Edgewater will become the town it was meant to be.
Hey,
A
Raven.
place where we live in harmony with the world. Where none of us writhe under the whips of corporate masters. A place where all are welcome. Except for Reed's supporters, of course.
I was wondering about your garden.
The garden will bloom anew. I have plans to transform the old cannery into a nursery, with crops enough to feed a town.
I think out of all the things that we could have done, this was not the, this wasn't the worst. You still using corpses in your fertilizer?
But of course. And now we have a whole cemetery to ourselves.
Are you concerned about the plague?
Saltuna was making the town sick. From now on, if anybody's hungry, they may feast from the bounty of the soil.
You take care, Adelaide. Can we go into... Ah, still need Reed's key to unlock. That's a shame. Alright. Probably need to keep on remembering to holster the gun. Hey, Hopsby! How are you doing, friend? Well, they're gonna sit here and learn and live happily. Or not. Either way suits me. School had you busy? Yeah, I hear that. Rufio's just a Jedi Master. You almost got fired, but you were vindicated by Data? Really, Vito? Holy crap. Well, I'm glad that the data was in your favor. I know we have a lot of gear, but we're just going to go ahead and travel over to the Groundsbreaker and see what that's all about. Bad time for a bit, but I shouldn't get the axe. Worst case scenario now. Huzzah! 2 swords was a plasma cutter and some corrosive blade. I'm not really meh. Not that big of a deal. We can always come back later if we feel that we need it. That's weird that the bridge is just like right near the front door. Now, we can actually go to Phineas's lab if we want to. Do you guys want to head there first before we head to the Groundbreaker? Everything else seems a little bit outside of our... Say yay? Yeah, let's go to Phineas's lab.
We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors?
Journal. Weapons from the void. Oh, acquire the science weapon.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Tell me about Phineas's orbital lab, Ada.
Ah, yes. As Dr. Welles is a wanted outlaw, he built his laboratory into an asteroid. Orbital destinations can be challenging to land on. His more so than most.
What do you know about Phineas exactly?
There is a bounty on his head, one with a markedly high reward amount. Shall I engage the laser weapons system?
No, don't do that yet.
A sensible choice, as we do not have any laser weapons.
I like the make it so, Ada. So why'd you say the landing might be rough?
The outlaw scientist known as Dr. Phineas V. Welles has taken a measure of precautions to make the lab undetectable to those hunting him. Even knowing the location, my systems resist my orders to go where I instruct them. Goodbye.
So can we actually land here? Guess we're about to find out.
I think I'll initiate an unscheduled rest cycle while you're out.
You go ahead and do that, Ada. And we'll introduce Phineas to our friends. You look like the six-fingered man, Count Rugen. As you know, the concept of the suction cup is centuries old. That's really all this is, but instead of sucking water, I'm sucking life. I've just sucked 1 year of your life away. I may someday go as high as 5, but I don't know what that'll do to you, so let's just go with what we have. Ooh.
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it, blast, that's loud.
Knew you're here somewhere, Phineas. Just wanting to say hello. Maybe steal a science weapon. Ooh. Okay, that is definitely... Yeah, we're just being watched, aren't we? Like, I don't think we'll be able to steal anything. This looks too convenient to not climb on. No, maybe not. Okay, never mind. Oh, can we jump off? Maybe. Looks like...
I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself.
As you do.
Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since... in fact, I've never had a visitor.
Well, this is a big day for you. Hello, Clarice. Oh, you've got a big neon piggy named Bubbles. Pick up poster. Oop. Oh, we'll just go ahead and steal that. Geographic scanner. Reminder, obscure body in the SK system. I'm sorry. I don't remember any of it. So these were all the Hope's pods. Construction mechanical. I think it might be a good thing that we came here. Been doing a lot of interesting experiments here, though, with all the fauna, let's say. Hack 20 bypass. Well, thanks that we have the Vicar. To H. Blythe. I worked it out. Explain details later. Will be difficult to reproduce. Need your help. All necessary materials should be present in Halcyon, but locations elude me. Dumped a new associate, Dirtside Terra 2, near Edgewater. They have a stake in my purpose, but trust them only about 23.7% at present. They're recovering a ship. Should be along any time. Just need to know where to send them. Let me know when you get this. Eager to be done. P.
Careful! that's my communications terminal.
And this is ye old Shrinkway. Hold on, I am saving the game before we grab. Science weapons are unique weapons that have strange and powerful effects. Science weapons damage and the strength of their effects both increase as your science skill increases. And that's why I wanted to do that. Engineers ensure our bottom line and fire rates are sky high.
Aha! I see you found my portable molecular compression device, better known as a shrink ray. Find a target, point, shoot. Your target will shrink down into a manageable size, whereupon you may commence beating them to a pulp. Feel free to try it on a marauder sometime.
Yes, a marauder.
Oh, thank the law. Your skin hasn't spontaneously changed color. Potential side effect of the revival process. Very rare, but you never know. Right. Welcome to my little habitation, such as it is. I've got caffeinoids, cysty bits, if you're into that sort of thing.
Sisty bits.
So, welcome. Make yourself at home. My secret hideout is your secret hideout.
He does. He looks like Rick. Well, for what it's worth, I appreciate you pulling me out of the Hope.
Not at all, my intrepid accomplice. I should thank you for tolerating my somewhat brusque manner. I only regret that I couldn't save more of your fellow settlers, what with being hunted by the board, and emptying my supply of necessary chemicals.
I wanted to talk to you about something else, and now Parvati and Max see pretty much the truth of it.
Of course. What's on your mind?
There's some reason you're hiding behind bulletproof glass?
Oh, it's not you. I do experiments in that room. Some of them get quite scientific. The unexpected is to be treasured, but from a safe distance. Regardless, it's quite comfortable in here, you know. I have my beans, have my caffeinoids, plenty of toilet paper.
You got a moment to talk?
Absolutely. Let's talk.
So, have you met my crew yet?
No, and I've been trying very hard to avoid making eye contact.
Nice to meet you, Dr. Welles. I'm Parvati Holcomb.
Wait, not another word. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know who you are. Let's just enjoy our plausible deniability while it lasts, shall we? Why don't you just invite the entire colony to my secret, carefully concealed laboratory? It isn't as if I wanted privacy.
You can relax. They're with me.
Oh, fine. As long as you're vouching for their character and they aren't touching things. For what it's worth, I am pleased that you found a crew, such as they are. You're a talented scientist, after all. Our kind has always been incredibly popular.
Right, Vito? There's something else I wanted to ask you about.
What's on your mind?
And that's it.
I hope you're not thinking of ingratiating yourself with the board. Chairman Rockwell and his cronies are not your friends. They might tempt you with promises of wealth, but don't be fooled. They're just using you for their own ends. What's on your mind?
No, I think that's pretty much it. We took the science weapon.
Cysty pigs make excellent test subjects. Also surprisingly nutritious.
Reminder, 14. Remember this time. It's absolutely vital. 14. 14. 14. Ooh. So many parts. I think I did take cashier, if I remember correctly. Reminder, mop up melted pig. I'm not gonna lie, I'm wondering if we can take Bubbles on the ship. Ooh. Pick up the pocket watch. The pistol? Let me see here. No, it's just a bolter pistol. And now I've got the shrink ray, which is neat. I can calculate the movement of the heavenly bodies, but not the madness of men. Newton. Talk might be the cure. Accessing experimental notes. Cystpig notes. Or Cystipig notes. Having spared one of my stock of experimental Cystipigs to be used as renewable source of nourishment, have nicknamed the slucky pig Bubbles. Giving an animal a name establishes rapport and creates a positive emotional bond. Allegedly improves flavor of tumors? Must look into that. Excellent creatures, Cystipigs. Don't know how people used to survive without these genetic wonders of porcine succulence. Slaughtering a pig for meat instead of harvesting tumors that ripen naturally, falling off the flesh like mock apples off a tree, seems the height of barbarity. Truly a miracle of modern science. Yummy! 216. Fresh out of Auntie Cleo's. Experimenting with Spacer's Choice partially emulsified creamer substitute. Finished brewing. Adding 2 ounces of Spacer's Choice. Atrocious. Felt part of self die on the inside. Add Spacer's Choice to the list. Note to self number 2. Buy more mouthwash. Artificial stasis is actively induced in Cystipig specimen. Revivification complicated. Cystipig tissue returned to living state. Brain tissue suffered from rapid nucleation. Attempting treatment. Treatment progressing. Treatment failed. Brain tissue irreparably damaged by rapid onset necrosis. Explosive cell death. Finish cleaning liquefied remains of Cystipig from laboratory, floor, walls, and equipment. Eureka! Flash frozen organic material reverts back to its original cell structure when treated with tincture of dimethyl sulfoside. Sorry, Vito. Rate of explosive cell death, a very respectable 6%. Bad news. Difficult to acquire. Limited quantities of compound. Likely produced by Auntie Cleo. Recently discontinued due to severe adverse reactions. Must find more. Personal files. Ooh. Having procured the services of one Captain Alex Hawthorne of the Unreliable, I hope he didn't name his ship after the quality of his services. I'll be sending my new accomplice down to Hawthorne via escape pod as soon as the revival process is complete. Hawthorne should make for an agreeable companion, or at least an acceptable chaperone. Law willing, he isn't a total buffoon. Ooh.
Ah, your old hibernation mask. Had to remove it, you know, in case you were prone to vomiting.
Raising... Oh, these are the notes from our dehibernation. You spend over 4 decades in space with nothing but the technology of this little chamber keeping you alive. The rest of your fellow colonists are still trapped in similar chambers, waiting for you to restore them.
Reviving you from hibernation was my greatest accomplishment. Your odds of survival were a mere 28%.
A mere 28%. Steal all the posters. Alright, Bubbles. Looks like you get to live. Which is good, because I really had no intention of killing you. Testing the shrink ray? Yeah. But now that I know that that's pretty much his sole source of food. Oh, it's got a welcome mat. Wipe feet. Well, that was fruitful. The rest of the stuff is... at the Groundbreaker, so let's go ahead and travel that way. The more you know. Thank you, Vito. So, worth it having a visit with Phineas. We will try the shrink ray, hopefully soon. We also have a ton of stuff that we can sell once we get to a store, or stuff for breaking, or we can break down too. We have acquired poster. We have acquired quite a few posters, but I'm not exactly sure where those go. Because they don't show up. Oh, wait a minute. I think we have like a poster. We have a trophy room, don't we? The religious symbol on this flag denotes the order of scientific inquiry. Ah. Maybe it's a poster for every room? Hey! Okay, well, someone who has yet to move in is really going to like that. We gave it a lot of flavor, a lot of personality. Because knowledge is power. Alright, now we head to the Groundbreaker. Groundbreaker docking bays.
Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
That was a big cruiser. I'm okay with this.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Tell me about the Groundbreaker, Ada.
We're cleared to dock with the Groundbreaker if that's your desired destination. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite seriously.
You take care of that for us, right?
I can, yes. Let me add that to my list of 1,435,498 tasks I am simultaneously executing in order to run our ship.
Great. Thanks, Ada.
You are more than welcome, Captain.
Well, go ahead and give me the spiel on the Groundbreaker.
The Groundbreaker was Halcyons' original colony ship. It has since been repurposed as a service station in the Lagrange point of the system. Traders often deliver or pick up goods from the Groundbreaker en route to other destinations. The city ship hosts an array of cargo bays, factories, housing sections, and more. Many of Halcyon's companies maintain office spaces with stationed representatives in what is considered a truly neutral territory within the system.
It's like
I have filed the required docking forms in triplicate, and fees have been paid.
It's like Babylon 5, I guess.
Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
And since we were there earlier, what can you tell me about Terra 2?
Where in Terra 2?
Emerald Vale and Edgewater.
Edgewater is the sparkling county seat of Emerald Vale, or it was when first built. Since then, neglect and time have worn away her shiny veneer. The town is near the coordinates where Captain Hawthorne died. It would not be unfortunate if something, like say a plague, were to wipe Emerald Vale from the face of the planet.
Whoops. And what do you think of the townspeople?
You mean the ones who did not answer my distress call with medical assistance, but instead came to issue my injured captain a parking ticket? I'm sure they are wonderful humans who don't deserve to be wiped out by starvation or a devastating plague.
And, how is Edgewater faring since we left it?
Since you diverted power to Edgewater, the botanical lab shut down, and the deserters were forced to return to town. Meanwhile, the cannery's output increased, enabling the town's population to prosper. Thank you for nothing, Captain.
And what would you have had me do, Ada? Kill everyone?
I cannot say. First, I need to adjust my memory interpretation sensors. I think my answer is yes.
Oh, Raven, thank you very much for those 200 bits for the kids. Remember, guys, all bits and subs and ad revenue here on the channel go to help out Extra Life, so thank you for that.
May luck be with you. Of course, as I am sure you are aware, luck does not exist. But it seems to comfort humans to believe they possess good quantities of it.
Sounds good enough for me.
Can we talk? Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson.
And what about her?
I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff.
I thought you said you could keep this boat in good repair, Parvati.
I abso-surely can. I'm a passing fair mechanic. Even Mr. Thompson would have said it's my only skill. But I'm used to working on cannery lines, AG loaders and the like. There's tricks about ships I ain't learned yet. All I'm looking for is a few pointers. I bet a lady who runs a whole station has forgot more than I ever learned.
Sure. We could head over to engineering now.
Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
Now, did Max have anything to say? I figure if they do want to talk to us, they'll probably be there at the ship, but...
I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings of the universe. Little else in this colony offers such a relaxing pastime. So, tell me what's on your mind. I excel at confessional listening.
So let's talk about this personal quest of yours.
Of course. Are you ready to break into security on the Groundbreaker?
And remind me why we want to do that?
If I can access the data cartridge from the terminal in security, I can easily hack into their arrivals and departures registry. That'll give us dates, times, and the crew manifests for every registered ship. I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifests to track the Philosophist's off-world destination.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Thank you, Captain.
Now, with him tagging along with us, I'm hoping that we can maybe just talk our way into security, because we are not built for any kind of stealthiness. We are built to talk pretty and shoot pretty. That's about it. There you go. Not every challenge needs to be solved with a gun. They can be handled through negotiation, or subterfuge, or a big hammer. Sound reasonable solutions. Kill people with kindness, not a garden tool. Though the garden tool is... It's nice to know that you have it. Like the Groundbreaker's insignia there. Jane Elson.
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to Groundbreaker, by the by. Don't mind the heat. Got a few days before it reaches critical. I'm sure Miss Chief Tennyson will get it sorted before then.
Uh-huh. It's a huge old cargo ship.
Understood. I'll keep my head down.
Shh, 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 shh. There we go.
Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses. He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get cute with me again, you little back bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. I need a drink.
Huh. Now, let's... One thing I need to take care of here is that the shock ball is a two-handed melee. So we probably have something a little bit more... Landing pad... Okay, damage type plasma. Damage 53 with a bleed effect. And hibernation helmet, laboratory outfit. We need to get the Vicar some armor.
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
I noticed you were in the middle of an argument earlier.
Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs.
Well, I'd like to hear your side. What exactly happened?
I had this foreman, right? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting.
And that's when you resolved your differences like an adult, right?
That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation.
You got any plans?
Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
Oh god, are we getting another mouth to feed right off the bat? And why do you ask?
Oh, just musing is all. Must be nice having the run of the colony. Never being anchored to one place, always chasing some horizon. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time.
Never caught your name. I'm Wretch.
Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
See you around, Felix.
See you around, boss.
He called me boss. Steve Door.
If it wasn't for us, this whole damn station would shut down.
Is that all you had to say, Felix?
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
Yes, so. Okay, Gladys is that way toward customs.
Carry on.
My wayward son.
Do you mind? I'm trying to file a report.
Ooh. Oh, hi. how are you?
Huh?
Don't you worry about me now. On the straight and narrow.
Mechanicals all over, but they still got us sweating to move boxes. We move cargo 16 hours a day, and half of us still can't afford a bed.
Gonna head to Vera's for whiskey and darts. Maybe not in that order.
Vera! She's my very favorite gun. Well, now I'm curious. Just find a nice, cozy spot to steal everything. But we got plenty of time. We can come back.
You learn to keep your eyes to yourself in my job. Nobody wants you looking close at their cargo.
See, the mag picks would definitely be helpful. Ooh.
I wonder what that fella did to get the board so wild at him.
McCreed, or McCred. Captain Gunnar McRed. There we go, McRed. For several counts of public intoxication, destruction of Groundbreaker property, unpaid docking fees, and resisting arrest. Contact Commandant Sanita if you have any information concerning McRed's whereabouts. Failure to report a tip may result in imprisonment and a fine. Proof of kill required to collect reward. Neat. Anyone else? Nope, just Phineas and McRed.
Yeah, I've done work for Sublight. Need to pay the bill somehow.
Customs and inspection, right this way. Identification, please.
Present Hawthorne's ID. Here you go.
Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably.
And how exactly do I get this resolved?
You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it.
Oh, that's why the ship was impounded. Again. So I take it this happens a lot?
Just the opposite. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations here.
Surely this must be some sort of mix-up.
They must have a real big bee in their bonnets, then. Everyone knows you don't trifle with Groundbreaker if you want to get your goods on time.
If I had to take a guess as to why, you probably riled up the wrong petty board bureaucrat. A man named Udom Bedford.
Great. Well, I'll go talk to him and straighten this out then.
You take the starch out of him, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
And what's that exactly?
Wanda Dorset over in sickbay. Tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it.
Her shipment?
A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling.
Got it.
Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Well, at least we're going to get some stuff done here. I'm looking for someone named Gladys.
The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly.
I'm also looking for a drink. Any recommendations?
Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right.
Got it.
You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the colony.
It's a complete 180 from what we've seen at Edgewater. Can I find a job around here, Leonard?
Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. Two biggest operations are the board, that is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though.
I'm looking for something a little bit more local.
Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
And how about something long-term?
If you're thinking to make a career here, don't waste your time. Full-time jobs on Groundbreaker tend to be inherited, or go to a fellow crew member's kid. Keep it in the family, you know.
How does Halcyon Holdings work, anyway?
Are you pulling my leg?
I just want to hear your take on it.
Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board.
And the board runs most of the system, don't they?
Yep. Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year.
And how does Groundbreaker fit into all of that?
Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are.
I do like that. I think we're just going to stay on the ship. So this board's actually got a boardroom somewhere with all the company heads in it?
Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself.
Got it.
Glad to help.
I didn't think there were many independent operators in the system.
Relative to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either.
Or your browser history. And what do you know about Sublight Salvage?
They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them.
Ooh, mystery. That's all I need to know about work.
All right.
And what can you tell me about this Udom Bedford?
He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison.
Sounds like a fun guy.
Really likes his cereals, too. Maybe a little too much. Bit of a weird bird, all told.
Don't see what's so wrong about liking cereals. They're fun.
Udom takes it to an, unhealthy level.
It seems like there's some tension here between the board and the Groundbreaker.
You noticed, huh?
I'm sharp like that.
What can I say? We're passionate folks, and the board can't abide that independent spirit, especially not when it might impact their bottom line. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them.
Yeah, your station's in this... Oh, wait. And why can't Groundbreaker and the board just work together?
You sure you didn't just step off one of the interstellar freighters? There's no working with the board. They don't share, not bits, people, or resources. You work for them, or you don't work at all. Groundbreaker cooperating now would be tantamount to joining their ranks, and we sure as shit ain't about to do that.
Sounds complicated.
Sounds like, yeah. But from where I sit, it's all coming through loud and clear. They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we make do all right. So far, anyway.
Thanks for the info, Wheeler.
Sure thing.
See you around.
Be seeing you.
Tell you what, when you get to an NPC, like, you get the full rundown of everything going on. Like, there's no doubt. A quest objective requires you to enter a restricted area. If caught inside, you will be shot on sight. Use a disguise will prevent immediate hostilities. Oh, this is
it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the Scholar shipped in and out with.
Uh-huh. So. Well, we haven't botched anything yet. So it's that one right there, huh? Let's go ahead and save our game.
I picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Lobot?
Graham, right. Broadcasting on a dead world full of monsters. Now I've heard everything.
You know, it takes more muscles to frown than to smile.
Who told you that? Graham?
Asshole.
At least I'd be like, well, at least... Ooh. Martet ID cartridge. Oh, you found an ID cartridge to use with the holographic shroud. You will now be automatically disguised when entering the associated restricted area. Okay. I'm scared. Trespassers will be shot on sight and fined. Holographic disguise activated. Your holographic shroud is activated, giving you temporary access to this restricted area. Moving drains the shroud's energy. When it runs out, personnel will see and interrogate you. Talk your way out of the interrogation to reset your shroud. It will get harder to talk your way out the more you are interrogated. Thanks, I hate it.
Keep your sights out, friend.
Don't you worry about me. Where's this terminal? How do we access it? Uh-oh. Excuse me. Holy crap. Okay. According to plastic surgeon David Song at the University of Saqqara, frowning requires 11 muscles while smiling requires 12. That makes a lot more sense to me. 28. Alright. Excuse me. Pardon me. We start again. Need to acquire... Oh, you guys are just right there. Looking at me. Menacingly. Well, how do we get through there? Is the question. Well, we're definitely gonna do that. We just need to get the right items. Like that mag pick and that bypass shunt. Well, before we do this, let's chat with the Commandant and see...
Hi there. Haven't seen you around before.
Well, this is...
What can Groundbreaker security do for you today?
Just getting my bearings. What do you do here?
This is the security desk, sir. If you're here to report a crime, you'll want to talk to Commandant Sanita. I'm not authorized to take incident reports anymore.
And why can't you take incident reports?
I'm not so good at filing. Mix up first name and surname 1, 2, 7 times. Well, folks are liable to start taking your filing privileges away.
A lot of freighters come through this station? Must keep you busy.
Less than there used to be. Fewer freighters passing through these days. I spend some shifts just listening to the wireless.
Then why aren't as many freighters coming through?
Search me. I mean, don't search me, because that's my job. Get it? I reckon you'd have to ask the folks in Byzantium.
I bet you've got seized contraband from all over the system locked up back there.
Sure, and stuff from outside the system, too, off the interstellar freighters. That's why we also have so many armed Mardettes on duty here.
Do you do, I don't know, tours or something?
We can't just let anyone walk in here. I wouldn't be, well, it's not... we just don't. Maybe if you clear an open bounty and get in good with Commandant Sanita, or help Chief Tennyson fix this heat, that might warrant a thank you tour or something.
Hey, Rose. Ooh, 45. So what should we do, guys? Should we go ahead and bribe him? Or should we wait until we get our persuade up to 45? Hey, King! Bribe, bribe, bribe. Bride, bride. Oh, right. I forgot to pay the filing fee, didn't I? That was 795 bits, if I'm correct.
I told you, I'm not allowed to file stuff anymore.
I'm trying to pay you a bribe, Lee. Will 795 bits do it?
Oh, right. Okay. Mind you don't touch nothing. Fees or no, the other Mardettes won't take it kindly.
Oh, that just got rid of the restricted access was all it did. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, we can go through here now. Okay, I feel better now. Worth it.
There it is. Just yank the drive and I'll do the rest.
I like that there's different ways you can go about it. Security logs. Sublight put a bid on one of our impounds. Generous one, too. Negotiate for the usual finder's fee and then give Leela her salvage. Brawl at the Lost Hope. Freelancers versus Board. Freelancers won. Arrested a freighter captain with more bits than brains. Hawthorne's ship impounded by order of Udom Bedford. Still no clue why Hawthorne associates with that bored snake. The guy from the back bays roughed up the Moon Kid. Raving mad. Warned me that the moon was going to bring about the end times. He was flying high on whatever McRed grows down there. Got a sworn testimony that McRed was spotted at the Rest and Go. Not that anyone will corroborate it. Reminder to keep an eye on Gladys. Confiscated goods. Detained a freelancer who was cagey about his business. Confiscated his personal belongings that he wanted while he waited for questioning. Modified pistol, hatchet, metal hoop, prayer beads, locked container. Owner refused inspection. He fled before we could get down to it. Left his things behind, so they're stored in the back of the security station. Till the idiot shows his face again, which is likely to be never.
Now that we have the data cartridge, I can finally find out where that scholar I'm looking for ended up.
Yes, indeed. Hello, friends. Now, can I just close this door a little bit, please? Oop. Oh. You'll need to learn some good manners. Crap. I was told that there was a custom pistol here. Ooh. Impact hammer? That's just a bolter pistol, though. Steel hoop. Prayer beads. Plasma rifle. Bit cartridges. Go on. Quick! Steal! Big rats, am I right? Plasma rifle, light ammo. Okay, we're just gonna wait for you to finish your shopping. And what do we need? Do we need more of those? I'm here with the vicar. What could I possibly be hiding? Grab everything. All right. Still don't have the ability to grab that, though. Just leads us right back to port. Alright. So, what was this thing? This bolter pistol. Yeah, it's just a basic bolter pistol. Still, it's something. Is there another container on the top shelf? Did not look like it. But there's something nice there. Hmm?
Hey.
Hello. I think that's pretty much it over here. spend bits to make bits.
What can Groundbreaker security do for you today?
And Chief Tennyson.
Chief Junlei Tennyson. She runs the ship. Does a real great job of it, too. Her family's worked on it for, gosh, since it was built, I think. Back before the crossing.
What's she like? Is she a good boss?
Good as she can be, I guess. What with all the troubles Groundbreaker's facing. She could stand to lighten up, I suppose. But she tries her best to do right by folks, and that's what matters.
Why'd you want to know that, Parvati?
No reason. Don't you trouble yourself over it, Captain.
That was very convincing, miss. I think your captain almost bought it.
Leading a ship the size of the Groundbreaker must be a challenge.
Sure is, but she makes it look easy. She's real competent, our chief, even if she ain't real friendly.
I think Parvati's wanting to get a job here. Might I ask you a few more questions, Flores?
That's what I'm here for, sir.
Since you don't do much else? Nope, that's pretty much it. Okay. Well, that worked out a treat. Let's talk to the Commandant.
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Mardet's offices aren't for leisure time nor loitering.
I'm interested in that McRed bounty. Where can I find him?
Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the reward? Do the leg.
Alright, Hopsby, you have a good one. And why don't you send a Maudet to apprehend him?
Oh, I will. Soon as the chief approves the personnel reorg required for a bounty dispatch. So, in about 3 to 7 weeks.
Ah. I'll take you posting.
You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head, or his lucky lighter, as proof of kill. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you.
Do you have any other bounties available?
Still waiting to hear back on that bounty for McRed. That aside, not much else. Groundbreaker's keeping calm at the moment.
So what's it like, working security detail on a space station?
Do I look like your gossipy best friend? While I'm on post, I take my duties real serious. I would have no qualms whatsoever escorting you to a cell. Understand?
Whoa, alright. I was just trying to make conversation was all.
I'm not here for a chat. Now get moving before I see you moved.
Cold as ice! Before I go, what exactly is a Maudet?
We're the security force here on Groundbreaker. Started back before the crossing, you know.
Why Maudet, not God or officer?
The original force was made up of a Marine detachment from the 77th Marine Expeditionary Unit, Trailward Fleet. Folks started calling us Mardets because it was easier to say. Guess it stuck.
Well, I'll be on my way then. Parvati? You have something you need to tell us?
Where are we headed?
I don't know, Parvati. Where are we headed? Leonard. Can we use the computer? Cleo, freighter, hauling tobaccorn. Rizzo, freighter, hauling purpleberry everything. Freelancer, possibly sublight, dues paid. Definitely sublight, dues paid. Unreliable, business unknown. Impounded, Hawthorne ship, but no Hawthorne. Wonder what happened there. Oh, that's right. So this guy knows what Hawthorne looks like. Freelancer Sublight. Freelancer None. Deadbeat at the Rest and Go insisted once again that he's part of the crew, but they acted like they didn't know him. Spacer's Choice Freighter. Delivered Callahan's new mask. Harassment. To Wildcat. Hey, I landed like 15 minutes ago, and this crazy guy with no shoes on has been throwing shit at my rig. Like, actual shit. Can I open fire or what? Don't bother. We're on our way. To Dissatisfied User 70. Aren't fit for cysty pigs. You honestly expect me to share a berth with some junker flown by a freelancer? I'm a company man, and I demand company accommodations. Auntie Cleo would give you such a withering glare if she saw how you treated her two-time employee of the month. Yes, that is me. You signed a social contract when you gave me clearance to land. I asked for what is mine by right. Room to breathe, a heated berth so I can walk around barefoot. Oh, Umbridge, thank you very much for that, host. And service with a smile. You've given me 1 out of 3. This is a joke, right? I'm forwarding this around the station, and no one thinks you're real. And if you are, welcome to Groundbreaker, asshole. If that's Leonard who's doing those, I like. He does his job well. Dealing with a Karen there. Alright. Pretty nifty. Now we need to find a place to sell our ill-gotten gains, since we have pretty much raided contraband. We do have a map of this place, don't we? Oh, holy crap. Well, it is a big ship, so that makes sense. There was a vending machine, but we have to have faction a certain amount of to a certain amount before we can actually do anything like that. Before we can sell. We can buy. Okay, that is barred. We'll have to unlock that a little bit later.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the horrors plaguing the surface of Monarch. Anarchists live as one with the animals, lawless, savage, and unemployed. The board's embargo ensures that nothing can leave the planet and threaten our hardworking citizens. You've been listening to Halcyon News, your mandated duty as a good citizen of Halcyon.
Yuck. You love the voice? Oh, thank you, Umbridge. I did think about doing voice acting for a little bit. I actually, was part of a class that was taught at a convention by Paul St. Peter, who did voices for Cowboy Bebop. And, he was impressed with my voice work, but I just don't live in an area where that is... you know, there's not a, what's it? Not a market for it here, unfortunately. There's a rest and go key card here. Shh. Alright, thank you guys. Masters of Stealth, every single one of you. Oh, I was taking the key card. Halcyon News. Media circus surrounds circus time clowns. The politics of Tossball have grown increasingly turbulent of late, with the circus time clowns trading out every single member of the team. Asked to comment on the upheaval, the Owners' League released a statement saying that the Clowns' failure to reach the finals was a deciding factor in their organizational rearrangement. When questioned about the values of this overhauled team, a representative from the Clowns stated that their goal remains the same as ever. Toss, ball, win, repeat. Chairman Rockwell took time out from his busy schedule today to talk to us about Mr. Clark and his impact on the colony. Working with Mr. Clark has been truly wonderful these past 8 years, he said. His predecessor did a fine job, but Clark's brilliance cannot be overstated. The early retirement program is just the latest in a long line of initiatives he has spearheaded that will ensure Halcyon continues to be the envy of all the outer colonies. We couldn't agree more, Mr. Chairman. That's a nice little Babylon 5 reference there by mentioning Clark. And... hello, hello? Did Wretch find a secret?
Somebody was trying to fix this up, but looks like they ain't been here in a long
Oh.
while.
Oh.
Poor old sweetie.
There's bad things that apparently want to shoot us. Hold up. Where are we? Outlaws. Oh. Okay. Vicar, you are not really clothed for what's about to happen here. Hello, hello.
What the?
Oh, Lord!
We're getting through.
Nope. Yep, sorry. Ow, oh, this is not good. Not good. Whew. Okay. You okay there, bud? Sorry about that. Yowza. Well, let's look through the ashes here. Did I kill the guy with the flamethrower? There's a guy with a flamethrower? That is new to me. Got another workbench. What are you guys working on? It's a nice little ship. Cigarette lighter. Yeah, keep on. I gotta get Max some armor. But we knew what we were getting into when we saw them. We're like, all right, well, chances are good that you were about to die horribly. Unlock with hanger. Okay. What about over here? Is this that barred door? Yes, it is. Neat. And no way to board this ship or check it out? No. That'll probably be impounded and someone else's problem. Ooh. Okay, we got some things. Prismatic hammer.
Now, I don't say this lightly, but that is a work of sheer universal
beauty. Oh, there's the science weapon. Okay, cool. Search for clues. Search. I bet it's on the computer, of course, but I did not expect that. What a horrible place to have a toilet. Hell's bells. Logs. Well, running through the back bays, I discovered a very old hammersmith crate that seemed to have been sealed for a very long time. Bit of elbow grease and determination pried it open, but I couldn't make heads or tails of my discovery. Prototype hammer. I didn't know Hammersmith actually made hammers, but I brought it to my lab for a closer look. How strangely it glows. The trails of its wake lingers even when my eyes are closed. I spent more time on the hammer. Its internal workings are state-of-the-art. Thermal, electrical, and chemical systems all working in harmony. How's this even possible? The weapon is a breakthrough in circuitry and engineering, and many of its systems appear rigged against tampering. There's a curious energy signature swirling about the weapon, though I've yet to identify the source. The air taste of copper, and I have lost several teeth. I've had the most sublime prismatic dream since I invited the hammer into my bedchamber. Never mind that for now. Good news first. The energy signature matches Blondiet's elusive N-rays, raising the hammer's elemental properties to 4. Shock, plasma, corrosion, and radiation. Now for the bad. In my attempts to neuter the self-destruct functionality, I inadvertently caused a small fire. The hammer's manual controls may never function again. Swinging it seems to be the only way of cycling through its experimental modes, or its elemental modes. I must take greater care with future experiments. And I've taken the liberty of locking myself in the workshop. My tinkerings were all for naught. This is no prototype. I'm simply too flawed to recognize its perfections. The hammer is a lesson, a symbol. It whispers to me that disorder rules all things, but with a little ambition we can harness that power. Only by inflicting chaos upon others can we transmute disorder into harmony. And that is a lesson Halcyon is not ready to hear. Alright. Well, was that the clue that we were looking for? Fine. I guess so. Cool. Well, alright guys, I think that this is actually a good place to go ahead and end the stream. I'm running a little bit over 2 hours to kind of make up for the fact that we had to cut the last stream short because of internet issues. But we got ourselves 2 very nice bits of scientific weaponry. Oh, and some more loot up here. So that makes me happy. But I'm probably going to play another game here in a sec. Let me go ahead and do the outro for YouTube, guys. I want to thank you all very much for watching. If you have not followed the channel, please do so. I try and stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays and all different times during the weekend. I'm also raising money for kids in need via Extra Life. You can check out, if you're watching the replay of this on YouTube, I have a link to the Extra Life channel and to my Twitch page in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe. You guys know the drill there. And we will see you next time. Later days, everyone.